Welcome to the Depot Sports Chat. I'm Rubenstein here again with Todd Murray. And Todd, the WVU baseball team's season came to an end officially on Monday. The NCAA selection show, and the Mountaineers didn't make it, and really wasn't much of a surprise given how the team ended 1-9 down the stretch, and they were certainly still on the bubble. But I don't think anybody can be surprised that they were left out, given how they performed in the Big 12 tournament. So rather than really recapping that, let's kind of look ahead to the off season here. Really, West Virginia could lose a number of players, both the graduation and the next week's MLB draft, right?
Right. They're looking, they'll have to replace Ryan McBroom at first base. He's a senior. Michael Constantini at third is another senior. Jacob Rice in left field, a third senior there. Then you look at their Big 12 weekend rotation. You've got Harrison Musgrave, who is most likely going to sign this year. You've got John Means, who's almost surely going to be drafted and will likely sign Sean Carley out of the bullpen, another guy that they could lose. Corey Walter, who pitched so well in that game against TCU in the Big 12 tournament, another senior that they could lose. Ryan Tezak, a senior, as well, who did some nice things out of the bullpen this year. So that's a lot of talent there. Randy Macy and his coaches are going to have to replace. They've got some young players coming up that'll have to step forward next year, and along with a good recruiting year.
Yeah, and kind of going off of that theme, I mean, in his 2 seasons, Randy Macy has built up the program to an extent where they're knocking on the door of the NCAA tournament for the first time in 18 years. Attendances went up. There seems to be a lot of momentum going into the new stadium that's expected to open next year. But you named arguably WVU's 3 top pitchers and top power hitter and a number of other crucial players that the Mountaineers are losing, and obviously the Big 12 is not going to take a significant step back. So I know this is a long ways out, but still, what are realistic expectations for this team given all of the losses that they're going to experience here?
Well, I think certainly you're probably going to find them going into next year that they'll be picked to finish in the bottom part of the league, like much as they were their first year in the Big 12. You just can't lose some of the talent, like the names that we mentioned, and not see a drop off. But then again, I know Macy is confident in the players that he does have coming back, and they certainly surprised people the first year, finishing tied for third, and they're hoping they can do that again. And of course, he's going to use this year and the failures down the stretch and missing out on the tournament. He'll use that as big motivation as well. And that'll be motivating, to the players who return.
Maybe comparing baseball to other sports like football and basketball, is it easier to rebuild within a year? I mean, at least looking at Macy's blueprint, he certainly inherited some players that he certainly developed and took to a new level here in the last couple of years. But he also kind of tapped into the junior college ranks and brought in guys who immediately made an impact. A guy like Jacob Rice comes to mind, and so I guess as you look at it and the recruiting class that he's going to be able to put together, is it easier in baseball to get guys who can come in and make an immediate impact more so than maybe some of the other sports?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, baseball is played at such a high level in some of these junior colleges, particularly in Texas and Oklahoma, where WVU, the talent pool WVU seems to be diving into, that those players can come into a league like the Big 12 and make an impact right away, and that'll have to be, I'm sure that'll have to be the case at a few positions here next year. But yeah, I think there is that advantage in baseball with players being able to step right into the mix and contribute.
Last one, looking at the Major League Baseball draft next week. You mentioned a lot of guys that'll probably hear their name at some point, but just kind of from your discussions with WVU coaches and others, who do you think could be the first one to get selected? Who do you get a sense that the scouts seem to really like from WVU's staff and from their roster?
I would think either Musgrave or Means would probably be the the first ones to come off the board. Left-handed pitching, everybody needs left-handed pitching, and those guys have competed very well. In the Big 12 conference and against a very solid non-conference schedule that WVU played this year. So I think you'll see those two, come off the board fairly quickly. Ryan McBroom was I believe a 36 rounder last year. Look for him to maybe move up a little bit. And of course, we haven't mentioned second baseman Billy Fleming and center fielder Bobby Boyd. They could possibly be late round guys as well. But I would imagine Coach Mazey's hoping that those two can come back for one final year to polish their skills before giving pro baseball a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Todd, appreciate your time once again. Please continue to check vdpost.com. Thanks for watching today.